Mantras of our Divine Mother. Date 6th December. The day comes, says our Divine Mother. The day comes when all the barriers have fallen within and around us, and we can feel like the bird that opens its wings for an unopposed soar. With my blessings, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother. Topic: the practice of recognizing the soul intimations. Our Divine Mother says, listen, I don't think there is a single instance in which one does not find within oneself something very clear, but you must sincerely want to know. We always come back to the same thing. You must sincerely want it. The first condition is not to begin thinking about the subject and building all sorts of ideas, opposing ideas, possibilities, and entering into a formidable mental activity. First of all, you must put the problem as though you were putting it to someone else, and then keep silent, remain like that, immobile. And then, after a while, you will see that at least 3 different things may happen, sometimes more. Take the case of an intellectual, one who acts in accordance with the indications of his head. He has put the problem and he waits. Well, if he is indeed attentive, he will notice that the chronological order is not absolute. It may come in a different order. At first, what is more prominent in an intellectual? A certain idea. If I do that this way, it will be right. It must be like that. That is to say, a mental construction. A second thing, which kind of impulse that will have to be done? That is good, it must be done. Then a third, which does not make any noise at all, does not try to impose itself on the others, but has the tranquility of a certitude, not very active, not giving a shock, not pushing to action, but something that knows and is very quiet, very still. This will not contradict the others. You will not come and say, no, that's wrong. It says simply, see, it's like this, that's all. And then it does not insist. The majority of men are not silent enough or attentive enough to be aware for it makes no noise. But I assure you, says our Divine Mother, but I assure you that it is in everybody. If one is truly sincere and succeeds in being truly quiet, one will become aware of it. The thinking part begins to argue, but after all, this thing will have this consequence and that thing will have that consequence. And if one does this and that, and it's a noise that begins again. The vital will say, yes, it must be done like that, it must be done like that. You don't understand, it must. It is indispensable there, then you will know. And according to your nature, you will choose either the vital impulse or the mental being. But very seldom do you say quiet, calmly, good. It is like this. I'm going to do whatever happens. And even if you don't like it very much, but it is always there. I'm sure that it is there even in the murderer before he kills. You understand? But his outer being makes such a lot of noise that it never even occurs to him to listen. But it is always there, always there. In every circumstance, there is in the depth of every being just this little one. Can't call it voice, for it makes no sound. This little indication of the divine grace, and sometimes to obey it requires a tremendous effort, for all the rest of the being opposes it violently, one after the other, with the conviction that what it thinks is true, another with all the power, the strength of its desire. But don't tell me that one cannot know, for that is not true. One can know, but one does not always know what is necessary, and sometimes if one knows what it is to be done, well, one finds some excuse or other for not doing it. Our Divine Mother says one tells oneself, oh, I am not so sure after all of this inner indication. It does not assert itself with sufficient force for me to trust it. But if you are quite indifferent, that is, if you had no desire, either mental or vital or physical desire, you would know with certainty that it is that which must be done and nothing else. What comes and gets in the way is preferences, and desires. Every day, one may have hundreds and hundreds of examples. When people begin to say, truly, I don't know what to do, it always means that they have a preference. But as here in the ashram, they know there is something else. And as at times they have been a little attentive, they have a vague sensation that it is not quite that, it is not quite that. I don't feel quite at ease. Besides, you are saying a while ago that it is the result which gives you the indication. It has ever been said, it has been written in the books that one judges the divine will by the results. All that succeeds has been willed by the divine, all that does not, well, he has not willed it. This is yet again one of those stupidities big as a mountain. It is a mental simplification of the problem which is quite cosmic. That's not it. If one can have an indication in proportion to one's sincerity, it is an uneasiness, a little uneasiness, not a great uneasiness, just a little uneasiness, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, the Supreme Secret. Traveling the path, the Supreme Secret, says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says when someone has decided to consecrate his life for seeking to the seeking of the divine, if he is sincere, that is to say, if the resolution is sincere and carried out sincerely, there is absolutely nothing to fear, because all that happens or will happen to him will lead him by the shortest way to this realization. That is the response of the grace. People believe that the grace means making everything smooth for all your life. It is not true. The grace works for the realization of your aspiration, and everything is arranged to gain the most prompt, the quickest realization, so there is nothing to fear. Fear comes with insincerity. If you want a comfortable life, agreeable circumstances, etc., you're putting conditions and restrictions, and then you can fear. But it has no business in the sadhana. These are the words of our Divine Mother.